Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Up next on ESPN, we're moments away from the kickoff in suburban Washington, D.C., Raljean, Maryland. And that's where we've got Dan, Peter, and Susie as they get set to bring you what should be a good one. Cincinnati Bengals, Washington Redskins, now!
Hello, folks. I'm Dan Stevens, and greetings from Washington Field. My pal Peter O'Keefe will be covering today's game with me. Peter, playing on the road can be an unfriendly environment, to say the least, and it has been particularly unkind to these guys.
Well, you said it, Dan.
Portis gets the call again and gets past the line. Coles. Brunell throws a heater and it's Beds at their own 11-yard line. Kitna rifles this one hard over the middle and Kitna gets all of his arm into this pass and it's intercepted. Tackled at the 48. Cole catches this one. Bring up second down.
Look at those stats. That's the definition of a
Down.
third and long, too, Dan. Big play coming up.
Brunell fires this one over the middle, and it's intercepted. Kitna zips it to the left sideline, and it's caught at the 30-less game. Johnson will take the handoff and heads upfield.
Wide out versus a D that is wisely loaded up on DBs.
Johnson catches the heater. Johnson gets the toss and runs into traffic. Jukes.
Cheer stats. Talk about a great season.
Washington catches it over. Kitna lobs this one deep to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown.
John Kitna could get an Academy Award for that throw. Best throw in a drama. That is exciting.
Yes, and in his acceptance speech, there it is. He better. Peter, interesting order to the division, isn't there?
Oh, you bet.
The yard line. Brunell throws a heater right side.
Time.
Brunell throws this on a rope. Kitna airs this one to the left sideline, and it's complete. Carey takes his fourth carry of the game and heads.
Peter Warrick faces down two defenders and comes away with the football. Oh, nice catch.
That's his first touchdown of the day.
And I think he's a guy you can...
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Bengals enjoying the lead, 14-0. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer?
We just haven't been getting it done. It's a gut check. If we want this win, we've got to come out and play a lot.
Washington grabs the... Houshmandzadeh catches it left side. Kitna passes this one after the play action, and it's intercepted. Portis. It's intercepted. No one in front of him, and he's in for the touchdown.
Rogers Beckett picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
They score again. Portis has his number. This one falls. Harry takes it off the toss and runs into traffic. Breaks free. Graham kicks it from 33 yards. Squeezes it inside the right goal post. Barely past the markers for a first. Brunell throws a bullet to the flat, and it's caught at the 31. Brunell makes the throw after the play. Cole grabs the bullet. He lies short.
Didn't get quite the punch they wanted to.
It'll be 4th down. Gets the cell in their own territory, and the clock at 37. Brunell rifles it out left side, and it's intercepted. He can pull it off. 3rd down and 4 wideouts in the game. And that is going to do it for this one. The Bengals come out on top, 24-0. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
That's right, fellas. We got it.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Bengals stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's catch up with the player who really ignited his team's offense with his deft passing and has earned our Player of the Game award. Jon Kitna is standing by with our Susie Calvert. Susie?
Thanks, Chris. You played great today. You just made it look easy tonight. What do you think was vital to your team's success today?
I think our linebackers were the spark plugs for the whole team. Nobody wants to win more games than these guys. They put their bodies on the line, every down, every play, for the sake of this team. They should get a lot of credit for this win.
Chris, back to you.
This is SportsCenter.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Lions come away with a 2-point nail-biting win. The Giants won this contest and will now move to 3rd place in the NFC East. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Michael Strahan leaves the Giants and heads to the Dolphins. And it's clear this was an area of their football team that needed somebody. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Patrick Surtain is someone that'll be a good fit for this secondary, as his aggressive instincts make him a natural out there.
Derek Mason had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Bengals, Redskins. Rogers Beckett would come up with a huge play here as he was able to pick one off here, then had some clear sailing in front of him. The Bengals go on to win this by the final score of 24-0. Derek Hamilton had over 50 yards receiving and helped his 49ers beat the Panthers. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Before we get to the big news of the week, let's do a quick shakedown on the rest of the NFL's injuries. John Browning sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. He's suffering from symptoms of a concussion, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now we'll move on to our top story of the day. Julian Peterson will be on the sidelines for a while, and that is not good news for his club. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
In an NFC West matchup, we had the Rams win their 4th game of the year. Buccaneers, Falcons. Brad Johnson is barking signals at the 5-yard line. Always tough to move in there. His favorite target, the tight end. Boy, does he get open again. Touchdown. The Buccaneers win this one by the final score of 31-17. Right by Lady Liberty in New York, we had the Jets get sent home with a 14-point loss. Over at the Cleveland Browns Stadium, we had the Browns edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. The Cowboys defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Texas Stadium. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for it. Trey?
This guy will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract. 4 years, $2.0 million.
Texans, Colts. Edgerrin James is backed up in his own territory. He tries to bounce outside. He'll have the first down. Shakes another tackle, goes down the sidelines. Wait a minute. Yes, the ref said his feet were in. He could go all the way, 73 yards. The Colts win this one by the final score of 27-17. The Packers lost at home and will have to hit the road to meet the Texans. The Chiefs won this contest but will stay at the first place in the AFC West. And in our final game, we had the Patriots come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.